Hello everyone, welcome back to the session. In this video, we will be discussing about time travel in Databricks. So time travel is one of the most powerful features of a Delta Lake. It allows us to access previous version of a Delta table. For example, imagine someone accidentally deleted customer data or sales data today. Instead of restoring from a backup, we can simply query yesterday's version of the Delta table and recover the data. This is possible because Delta Lake maintains a transaction log and stores every version of the table. That's why time travel is very useful for data recovery, auditing, and debugging. So let's see one practical demo with the hands-on. So I have created some students table under practice DB catalog. I'm using intermediate data frame in order to write the data into the students table. Let me execute it. Yeah, the data frame, we can see the data types and the column names. And if you want to see how many tasks it's got created, that also you can see here. 2 by 2 task 2 got created and 2 by 2 completed, and number of bytes written. All this information we can get it from here. And now let me just display the students table. Okay, we have 3 records in the students table. Let me describe history of that delta table. So when we execute this describe history on this table, we can see clearly like what operation it got performed and how many files it got created, and is there any removed files or deletion vectors enabled, and number of output rows, number of output bytes. And if you observe the timestamp and everything, it will be displaying in the describe history. I have given some select columns. If you didn't mention any particular columns, so describe history, if you ran, you can see entirely who ran that, like user id and run id and notebook id. All these columns also will be displaying. So let me just what I will do, I will just insert 2 more rows into the students table. Student id 4 and 5 I'm inserting. Let's see. And one more thing, I'm using the mode as append. So the students table, I'm just appending 2 more rows into the table. Let me display the students table. So 5 records got inserted. Let me execute the describe history command again to see what operation it written. So the version 1, it did write operation, and number of files 1 file, and number of output rows 2 rows got inserted, and some number of bytes, output bytes. Okay, now let me, what I will do, I have created table at 0th version, right? And I have added 2 more rows in the version 1. So what I'm gonna do is I'll just read this version 0. Let me just read the version 0, and our expected output is 3 records only because we are reading the version 0. Yes, we have inserted 3 records at the 0th version. Those records only will be displayed in the 0th version. And how I displayed, using this option and as version of 0. And now let me delete some student id 3 from the students table. Let's see. Okay, it got deleted student id with 3, and we have currently 4 records. Now let me do the describe history. Yeah, if you see, the second operation is delete operation. Number of removed files is 0. Number of removed bytes 0. Number of deletion vectors is 1. You can say that like if we deleted, why it is showing number of deleted files is 0? It should show some 1, right? But what happens is, when you deleted the row student id equal to 3, Delta Lake used deletion vectors to mark the row as deleted without immediately rewriting the files. The Databricks automatically ran optimize to compact the table and clean up the deletion vectors, which means remove the deletion vector, rewrote the data file without the deletion vector, remove old fragmented files, and create a new optimized file. So what happens, this deletion vector, when we see, it is updated as 1, means The rows will be deleted, but not immediately at this point of delete command. In the next optimize command, those records will be picked up and it will clean up that deleted records based on this deletion vector. So the deletion vector is used to improve the performance. Basically, it won't if we don't enable the deletion vector, what happens for every single delete statement, the Spark will rewrite the entire files. So it's gonna degrade the performance. So that is the reason deletion vectors are used. And the optimize command, once the optimize command run, it will pick all the deletion vector records and it will clean up and it will create the compact file. I hope it is clear. If you have any doubts, just mention in the comment. And coming to the next cell. So basically we deleted some student with student ID 3, right? So imagine like I want all data. I want to restore my table to the version of 1. Version of 1 means the 2 new rows also we inserted, right? 4 and 5. I want that version. How can we do it? Using this restore command, we can restore the table. Let me execute it. If we see, yes, perfect. Now we have 5 records. The initial state of the table is came up now. Because we have restored the table to version as of 1. Okay, so if you want to restore it to version of 0, you can keep it as 0 here. So in this way, that time travel is the best feature to bring your table into a stable state. And also key points to remember. Interviewer or anyone expects this answer, like why the time travel feature is there. It is used to access previous version of a delta table and recover accidental deleted or updated data, useful for auditing and debugging, powered by the delta transaction log. You need to answer this in a best way, okay? And one line definition is time travel is a delta-like feature that lets you query or restore previous versions of a table using its transaction history. Thank you for watching.